What is fiction? By definition, fiction describes imaginary events and people. But who is to say what is real and what is merely imagination? Your world is a myth. What they don't tell you is out there far exceeds what they do. The nightmares are real. The boogeyman lurks beneath your bed, and our insanity is reality. This is the broadcast. The resistance is your only hope of survival. Children and sensitive listeners should steer clear. If you can hear this, there's still hope.
God, that's really cliche. Do we have to start like that?
It's where we are. We're also live. If you're listening to this, we need your help. We're not alone anymore. The Amorphei, they're here and no one is doing anything to stop them. We can't show you proof, but you have to believe us.
We tried to get word out through the media to scientists and anyone else who could help. They stop us. Not the morphers, your government. They don't want you to know what's going on because they can't stop it. They think if you know, you'll panic, so to them it's better to leave you vulnerable. Listening to this broadcast is your first step in protecting yourself.
Because we can stop them. Marcus, he's our leader, says there's always hope as long as we fight. If we do what the governments are doing, we might as well just shoot ourselves because the Amorphei are here and they're going to kill everybody. We are the resistance, and we are all around you. We're not going to let the Amorphei win. That's why we're talking to you. We need you to know that we're fighting and dying for you. Even if you don't know who we are, or even if you don't believe us.
We can help you to be prepared for when they do come for you. Your government doesn't want anyone to know what's happening, but they will come. If you're too loud about what you know, they will silence you.
They're looking for us now, as we broadcast to you. But the more people who know, the safer you are, and the safer we are. Only when everyone knows the truth can the real fight begin. Until then, we will hold the line.
Look, we'll fight them. It's hard to believe, trust me, we know, but the creatures are among us. They're hard to describe. Their forms hold no permanent shape, or we call them Amorphei or morphers. We don't know if they've always been here. We don't know why they're coming for us.
We don't know what they want, or even if they want anything at all. Maybe the governments know, but they're not sharing.
Well, there's a lot we don't know, but it isn't stopping us. We know how to kill them. It's actually really simple. You fucking shoot them.
It's not quite that easy. The Amorphei have some kind of shield around them, but it can be torn down. Any kind of carbonated water, like soda, sparkling spring water, or champagne, will knock the shield out long enough to make the Amorphei vulnerable. That's when you shoot.
But to get close enough to shoot one will likely be close enough that you end up dead instead. If you don't know what you're doing, do not, I repeat, do not attempt to kill a morpho. Running is your best option. There's no shame in it.
Despite running being your best option, we do recommend you arm yourself. Teach your family to use guns, practice marksmanship, and most importantly, use proper gun safety.
Seriously.
Shut up.
What, we have creatures with advanced technology trying to eradicate the human race, and you want to talk about gun safety?
Tori, it's most likely that none of these people will encounter a Amorphei in person. It's even more likely that they don't believe a single word we're saying. Either way, if they're going to buy a gun and probably keep it around children, they need to be safe. Otherwise, it will be our fault that children will die. Horribly. Because they shoot themselves.
Okay, I guess. Moving on?
Right.
Oh, you want me to... okay, the reason behind this broadcast is not to spread the word of the morphers.
Amorphei.
It's not to spread the word of the morphers to non-believers. It's great if they finally come to their senses, but I'm not holding my breath.
As much as we need to get the truth out there, we know that there are some of your resistance members who have been cut off inside districts from assistance, either in dark zones or hot zones. Remember to follow protocol. If you can maintain your cover, do so. If you cannot, retreat as quickly as possible to your nearest safe house. Should it be compromised, escape to the next district. Resistance members will be there to help you.
Above all else, do not get caught. You're no good to anyone. least of all yourself if you're dead, imprisoned, or locked in a mental ward. Take your time. Don't just rush out and never forget the cameras. Also, don't head to the safe house if you think it's been compromised. Get out of there as soon as possible. They're not mindless animals, and they will set traps for you.
There is a reason we follow protocol.
Arguing about this is stupid. Just move on to the next bit.
District alerts will no longer be relayed by phone for various reasons.
The guys running the phone alerts got caught. Let that be a lesson to anyone not to get sloppy. There are plenty of government agencies who will arrest us, keep us silent, never take chances.
For various reasons, coded messages and district alerts will be relayed through this broadcast. This way, those of the resistance without access to a known phone number can continue to receive the alerts and instructions. The following districts remain dark. If you need to travel through them for any reason, be on guard at all times. Southern Florida, Maryland, Wisconsin, Kent, London, North California. We received word today that the following districts may have been lost. Treat them as hot zones until further noticed. Northern California, Northern Florida, and Oxford. If you border one of these districts, please stand by to receive wounded and assist fleeing resistance members in any way that you can.
Also, be prepared for an attack. They've never hit so many places at once, and as most of you know, SoCal was our biggest base outside of...
Shh.
Right, yeah, our second biggest base. So if they've gone dark, then a major offensive is likely underway.
Resistance leaders are already mobilizing to the hot zones. If you are in one and you are hearing this, help is on the way. Do not give up hope.
And take out as many of those motherfuckers as you can for those of us left behind. God, fuck, damn. Abigail, Jesus.
We will relay any news on these hot zones as it is cleared for broadcast. Now, for those in sunny San Diego, listen up for instructions on your next mission. We have received word from Northern California that citizens in the San Francisco region are fighting back against the Amorphei, along with members of the resistance.
3 fighters were ambushed while attempting to return to their safe house. What did I tell you about safe houses and ambushes? If these people would just...
Tori!
In the middle of the street, these 3 dumbasses...
Tori!
You know, fuck it, you just fucking tell them then.
In San Francisco, 3 unfortunate resistance fighters were ambushed while on the way to their safe house after an attack by the Amorphei. The fighting commenced in the middle of the street and rolled into the house of a nearby non-believer. The Amorphei, after losing one of their own, then attempted to retreat through the second floor and out a window. His path took him through the bedroom of a 10-year-old boy, whose father immediately defended the child by tackling the creature to the ground.
Seriously, do not try to kill morphers like this. This guy was so lucky that he had 3 resistance fighters, fucking shit ones or not, with him. They disabled the thing's shield and they were able to kill it.
After he was tackled by the father while fleeing the home.
That's not the point.
The Resistance has gained a new member from this botched ambush, though for security reasons, he and his family have been relocated to a secure location. His family will receive the usual training before joining all of you who are fighting for the human race.
The San Francisco Police Department has already covered up the incident and reported it as a botched kidnapping. They've not tried to explain our new compatriot's disappearance, but the media isn't asking about it anyways.
Best of luck to the Johansson family and all their future endeavors. Thanks for saving our fighters out there.
Try not to tackle any more morphers, okay? What are we talking about next? What? Okay, this is your thing. You went to college for it. Okay, I'm just here to help out.
And you're doing a stellar job of it, Tori. It's the red one.
Oh, okay, thanks. Who the hell wrote this?
Marcus wrote that.
Oh, right. It's great, Marcus. Couldn't have done better myself. So this says, what the fuck? Dr. Connor figured out how to remove the induction. Oh, fuck me. Dr. Connor figured out how to kill the induction victims. He says, oh, the cure leaves them in a coma. He believes he can cure them given enough time, but the brain damage they suffer during induction is severe and may be permanent.
Well, Marcus would also like everyone to remember to look out for induction symptoms like...
We don't really need another repeat of Oxford. So if you see a friend with dilated pupils, stuttering speech, if they're always tired, or if they're unable to follow complex instructions or complete difficult tasks, report them immediately to command. Do not attempt to deal with the inducted on your own.
Marcus would like you to watch yourself for signs of the drug as well. Reports state that it begins with a sluggish feeling and this odd sensation that your thoughts aren't your own.
That's pretty important too.
We know how difficult it can be to kill an inducted resistance member. They look like your friends, but they're not. Just because they can be cured doesn't mean you should take chances when capturing them. Marcus has instructed us to relay his orders that all inducted are to be taken by surprise or killed.
Look, remember Oxford. Half of the resistance members there were inducted and the other half were dead, dying or fighting for their lives against their fellow soldiers. By attempting mercy, you're risking the deaths of those who fight with you and are not minions of the Amorphei. Don't risk it. Save those you know you can save.
Our hearts go out to those who have lost loved ones, friends, and family in this latest surprise attack. Command assures you that just because of a setback in curing the inducted, it doesn't mean we will stop trying. Now we'd like to take a moment and remember those who have fallen.
It looks like there's something else here. Hang on. It looks like they've managed to come up with a new weapon for us. A spray bottle. This says spray bottle.
Spray grenades.
Oh, okay. So the new weapon's a spray grenade. And apparently it sprays soda all over the area it detonates in. God damn, it's about time.
What?
Right, yeah, you wouldn't know. when making a surprise attack, we carry cans of soda around with us, right? Before we breach, we shake up the can and, get it all agitated and shit, and then we toss it into the room or whatever as hard as we can. Normally it explodes on impact with all the pressure inside and the CO2 and...
Destroys the shields of any Amorphei it comes in contact with. Yes,
yeah,
I know.
Yeah, but what you don't know is that the cans don't always explode on impact, or sometimes they'll explode and spray in the completely wrong direction. With these spray grenades, fighters can be assured that all the areas of the room will be covered and the shield will be down. It'll make us safer and it'll allow us to carry less cans of Coke around into battle. The weight, you can slow you down, and just at the wrong time as well.
Oh. Does it say how long until we have them in the field?
No, it doesn't. We've already shipped some, and the rest are either in transit or being constructed. The first new supplies will be sent to the hot zones.
These things can't be cheap.
Look, neither is a man's life. These grenades will keep people alive and put real fear into those bastards. The cost's worth it.
I don't know, Tori. Don't get me wrong. I like the idea of anything that keeps our guys safe, but that's money that won't be going to supplies or logistics or buying real estate that can be converted into safe houses and bases. Can we at least reuse them?
It doesn't say here, but that's not the point. If more people survive, we'll have more people to work on resources as well. The survival of our men should be the highest priority, not worrying about the money.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just pointing out that if we run out of money, those men won't survive. Logistics are important. Just because planning and finances don't kill morphers doesn't change that we'd get nowhere without them.
You don't know anything about fighting morphers, Abigail. Don't act like you do. You're only in charge of this project because you're shagging Marcus anyway.
I am not screwing Marcus. I can't believe you just said that. You were such an asshole. You know why you're not in charge of this broadcast, Tori? It's because everyone knows you're an asshole. If you were calling the shots, we'd hear nothing but how the people risking their lives out there can't get the job done right. You would ruin morale, and that is why you're not in charge. I'm in charge because I understand that morale is important, and unlike you, I can run all this equipment. Do you know how to use any of this, Tori? Do you?
Goddamn, Abigail, calm down, chill your tits, people can hear you.
Calm down? Prick, I know people can hear me. They heard you slander me and Marcus. We're not sleeping together. Do you understand me? We're not sleeping together.
Okay, fine, you're not sleeping with Marcus, chill, goddamn.
If you're in Miami, here's your coded message.
And that's the broadcast.
Remember to listen again in 2 weeks. There will be more news, mission assignments, and information for non-believers.
This is something you can all spread the word about. Just remember to tell everyone that you're listening to a piece of fiction. That way they won't be able to tell you from non-believers, and we can spread the word on Morphers as far as possible.
To any Amorphei who have found this broadcast, we will stop you. This is our world, our home. You do not belong here, and you will not stop us.
There's an army out there, hidden and ready to fuck you up. Your days are numbered.
Don't trust the telephone, or the newspapers, or the radio, or tomorrow. Trust us. You have been listening to the broadcast. This show was created and produced by Janelle. Copyright 2014. The voice of Tori is played by Dunn. The voice of Abigail is played by Janelle. Music created by Dunn. Questions or comments? Need to know more about the war? Email us at amorpheiresistanceradio@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter at amorpheiradio. Want to support the broadcast? Can't wait for the next update on the war? Subscribe to this YouTube channel to be the first to know what's happening out there. This week's quote is from Steve Larson. Dear government, I'm going to have a serious talk with you if I ever find anyone to talk to.